On our way out to Parnica Point after leaving Meningie. We're staying at the Pelican Campground. Bumpy. Being on the limestone coast, the off-road tracks are quite good. They're very firm, so no trouble at all.
In 200 meters, slide left.
Quite different scenery down here on the Coorong.
Continue straight, then your destination will be on the left. Head southwest, then your destination will be on the right.
Site 3, the best site to be right on the water. Just have to reverse back in onto it. Shouldn't be too bad. Well done. So after a quick swim to cool off, we just finished setting up. Larry moving some wood chips from the other side of the van to the front so that we don't have to walk in the dirt. I think he might be missing home gardening. Heading out today, and we see a couple of emus. Emu number 1. And his mate coming along behind. Now at Pelican Point Lookout, looking around the Coorong and down towards camp. Now at the end of the point, near the boat ramp, Some lovely coastal vegetation and flowers. Different colours of the seaweed are quite amazing. The view from the day use area picnic ground. Always grateful when we can find some rainwater tanks for fresh water. Bobtail lizard, or commonly known as the stumpy tail lizard. So heading out for a kayak this morning on the Coorong, and I thought I would take you with me just so that you can get a water view of how beautiful this area is. I think we've come actually at a very good time. I've seen some older photos of this place where the water wasn't as high up and there was more sandy beach sections on the sides. So it makes it a lot shallower. The ocean is over the other side of those dunes. So hopefully you can see that. You can just see how it goes on and on and on. We're actually in a couple of little bays where we're camped at the moment, but there's a whole long stretch of this Coorong. It goes all along the limestone coast. It's very unusual seaweed. I've never seen anything like this before. Whoops. Just flick seaweed up on myself. That makes it a little bit harder going. Steer out to clearer water. So very different to what I've ever seen before. And to think that we hummed and hawed about coming here. So I can't believe just how beautiful it is. And if you are thinking of a trip around Australia, there's one thing you should definitely put on your list. If you enjoy kayaking, paddling, stand-up boarding, fishing, got a boat, I think you'd really enjoy this place. came out the other day and came across a whole pack of pelicans, and as I paddled up to them, they all took off in flight right in front of my canoe. It was most spectacular sight. And I was hoping that I might be able to see them today so that you could have a look, but I don't think they're here. So there's supposed to be fish in here, salmon and I forget the other. But I haven't seen anything. So whether we're not in the quite the right area of the Coorong, although a lot of them say you do need the boat to go out deeper water. Larry's going to take the kayak out while we're here and see if he can actually catch anything, but from the shore, not very good for fishing. Just coming up past the picnic area where we were the other day. I'll turn you back on when I get down near to camp. I'm coming up to camp now. Yeah, the first campground you're going, first campsite you're going to see is Site 3, which is where we camped for our first 4 days. It's a beautiful little site in there. Fortunately, somebody else wanted it, and so we had to move along to Site 5. Probably tell my paddling's much slower now. I want it. So site 3 has got a nice little beachy area, and the water is quite high at the moment, but when it's not high, it's lovely and sandy just there. Just up through there is site 4, which is also quite nice. But the next, there's closer to the track there, so I wouldn't recommend that one. If you can get on 3 or 5, little beach track down to the water there. And then just up here a little bit further, we have our side. Now I must admit, site 3 did have a nicer beachfront. This one is a bit more weedy. Barry tried to pull away some of the weeds so we can have nicer access into the water. And so this is our campsite here. Back to shore. So I hope you enjoyed that little trip around the Coorong. And here's Larry now. I think he's going off for a paddle.